Is it Johnny Phillips with Junior Achievement of New Jersey, where we prepare students to succeed in the global economy.
And I'm Jeanne, and I work for Verizon Wireless, and I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Janine, I want to thank you for taking the time to shoot this quick fireside chat with me. And to start, would you mind sharing what it is you do at Verizon and kind of what led you to taking this role?
Well, this June will be 24 years that I've worked for Verizon Wireless straight out of college. It's a great company to work for, and I've grown in ways I could have never imagined professionally and personally because of my work here at Verizon. I am a sales operations manager, and right now I'm working on a number of different projects. So I'm basically what you call a project manager. And some of those responsibilities include helping out with COVID and how our retail stores are helping customers and developing touchless solutions, and a number of other projects that include business transformation, which actually means that we're looking at the way we do our business, do our work, and trying to figure out if there's things that we can automate. Some of those basic functions that we do either when we're helping customers or doing things behind the scenes to make doing business with us easier. We're looking at automations that will improve that and make it easier for our customers.
Sounds like some new work that's being done in terms of automation and changing the way processes are being developed. And I want to ask you about your experience and how your experience led up to this role. But it's a pleasure to hear that you've had a 24-year career with Verizon. So congratulations on that. Would you mind reflecting on how you might have used different experience and skills in these roles to kind of, keep moving through the company and keep being able to leverage yourself?
Yeah, I did a quick little inventory not too long ago of all the jobs I've had, and started back when I was 11. I did some very basic work where I was doing dusting and cleaning in a secondhand consignment shop. And all of the jobs I've had, which have spanned across a couple of different areas, and even through my schooling, which I'll talk about in a moment, it all comes together into this tapestry of what I like to do, what I enjoy doing, and what I've been able to really develop in myself, because I understand the strengths I have and the interests I have. I was an ice cream scooper. I was a bus person. I worked at two different libraries in high school and in college. I enjoyed it so much, working with books. And I also was at a front desk in an inn. I was the innkeeper. And they were all really wonderful opportunities. And out of college, I happened to know somebody that was saying, "Hey, I work for Verizon, and you got to come over and work with them. There's great benefits, and you're well compensated. It's a great company to work for." And through college, I actually couldn't decide, and I know that's that's not an uncommon thing for young people. Is I changed my major probably 3 times. And it went between computer information processing and English major, and I finally landed on communications. And even amongst all those, I considered nursing. And still to this day, those 4 things are still true to who I am. Like I enjoy caring for people. I enjoy working with computers. I have technological familiarity, and I can adapt to using it very easily. And I love the written and spoken word. Those are all things that I can say that I use every day in my job. I'm being creative. I'm communicating with large groups of people in the company, and I have to be quick and efficient about what I'm doing. And so I'm using technology to do that. I ended with communications, and while it didn't directly correlate with what I'm doing at Verizon today, it still allowed me to sharpen some of those skills like writing. So I enjoyed a news story couple courses that I took. So yeah, it took me a little way to get to where I am now, but I think the most important part is that you keep pushing and keep exploring. And and learn by making mistakes.
Mm. Nice. So I like the way you tied in all your different interests into your skills and being able to say, I want to find something that I'm good at, but also enjoy doing. And you kind of found the most eclectic way of doing it, right? And putting it in onto technology and being able to communicate with people and being fast paced. And now technology is speeding up the way that we do things. So thank you for sharing that insight and detail behind figuring out what it is you want to do, because that's very important. And if you can go back and give your younger self any piece of advice, I know you just mentioned learning through mistakes, but if you can go back and give your younger self any piece of advice, what do you think you would tell your younger self?
A few things. Um, and I will tell you, there is a job I forgot to mention, and I will tie it into what I'll tell my younger self,
Mhm.
is that sometimes you have to take that first step forward into something you don't know or something you're unfamiliar with. And I worked at McDonald's. Forget this is a big one. This is a pivotal part of why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And that is, there were a couple things I learned. So the owner of this particular McDonald's had these stickers all over the place, like where the hot sauces were, and where the ketchups were, and where all the condiments were. And it was this acronym that says PIEB, and it meant profit is everyone's business. And the way that she taught all of us at working at McDonald's, and we're all young people, is that when you're helping a customer and they say, oh, I want ketchup, you don't just put your hand in there and you just give them a pile of ketchup. All that costs money. And how many times do customers throw out the extras? A lot. So we learned to ask the customers, how many would you like? And so that was a way for us to ensure that that business was able to be more profitable.
Mhm.
The other thing I learned by working at McDonald's was that for every station in the business, there were, let's say I was on fries for the day. If I were working that station and I needed to know how to do that, there was this reference table that was called a station observation checklist. And it was step by step by step by step how to do it that had been refined by years of that work being done. So it was designed to be as efficient as possible, even down to the way you salt it. And it's a triple arch, which I always thought was very interesting. I can tell you that in my work today, I still use that format, is what is the most efficient way to do this, and what are the steps to do it? And is it easy for other people to understand?
Hmm.
So it's a lot of that's almost exactly what I do today, is accounting for all of those things, profit and being efficient. So
Mhm.
when I look at working at McDonald's, I remember getting teased for it. You work at McDonald's? Yeah, I work at McDonald's, and I'm so grateful that I did.
Mm.
Experience is gold. And so I would say, don't be afraid to step into something to get experience, even though you may not even know what it is you're going to gain. The other big lesson for me in life has been, and I still learn this lesson every day. I'm 46 years old, and I have learned over the years to trust my gut.
Mm.
Is when you listen to what your gut is telling you, it's your compass and it's your guide through life, and it is reliable. So
Mm.
when you take those first steps forward into something new or different, that's how you learn to be brave and develop that sense of being able to listen for your gut.
Mhm. Thank you for sharing that. So, one, not being afraid to just get experience from anywhere that you can, because it might set you apart in the long run from, some of your colleagues, and you might pick up some, valuable lessons in very small details, and giving ketchup and salting fries. But clearly, those acronyms and that lesson stuck with you and allowed you to, use it for your own benefit. So, thank you for sharing that. And then two, just kind of using your gut and stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risk and following what it is that you think you want and seeing how it plays out. Janine, that's a great way to end. So I want to thank you again for taking the time to shoot this quick fireside chat from Junior Achievement. We really do appreciate you, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
It was my pleasure. Thanks, Johnny.